There are literally thousands of fantasy books to read. So which ones should you read first? The ones that were published first? The best sellers? The newest ones? For most people these days, I recommend one of 5 different books. So if you're really looking for paladins, rangers, wizards, thieves, I mean, you're basically LFG at this point, then The Dragons of Autumn Twilight is a great place to start. It's a tightly written trilogy inspired by a D&D game, filled with memorable characters from each of the above classes, as they try and save their world literally from the goddess of chaos. Also, it has Raistlin in it. Who is Raistlin? Well, you're in for a treat. So if you're more of a skeptical person, and that's many people these days, I'd highly recommend embarking on your fantasy journey here with the Blade itself. It's fast, clever, and enjoyably violent. Now, if you're coming to the fantasy genre from a more literary orientation, there are actually 2 books I commonly recommend because I know you're reading multiple books anyways. And the first book is The Wheel of Time. It's 15 books long, has Henry James levels of descriptions, is absolutely stuffed with memorable characters, and has one of the absolute best magic systems that the fantasy genre has to offer. It's one of the most archetypal fantasy series that's ever been written. So it's a wonderful place to start, especially if you're already someone who reads a wide swath of literature. The other book is The Lord of the Rings, which essentially instantiated the fantasy genre. The Lord of the Rings is an impressively deep and realized world full of unique cultures, creatures, languages, poems, and of course legendary swords, dark lords, helpful wizards, and a young hobbit from the Shire named Frodo Baggins who has to destroy an ancient evil artifact. Whoa! Now, the most accessible fantasy book, and the one I recommend to most people, is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Mistborn is an absolute masterstroke of storytelling with incredible, unforgettable modern characters and a unique, innovative magic system.